This tutorial is part 1 of 3 tutorials on the date window. Part 1 covers different ways to set the date and time and the animation feature. When you start WinStar Express, the date and time are set from your computer's clock. In general, if you want to change the date in WinStar Express, you can use the Date button under the New button in the top panel. There are various popular dates you can select, or you can use the calendar to graphically set the date. You can also just edit the date in the Date box and click OK. You can also set the date in the Current Date window in the Tools panel. The Select button gives you a choice of dates. You can set the date using the calendar, and you can edit the date directly. However, the Current Date window is not used just to set the time and date. It is used for finding particular planetary configurations on transit or progress charts. Click the By wheel to get a transit chart. When the transit chart is in the second chart position, you can see transits in relation to the natal planets. You can use animation to watch for the planetary configuration you want. Set the time interval to 1 day. Animation can be continuous by clicking the double arrows, or stepwise by clicking the single arrows. Say you're looking for the next time Mars is conjunct your natal Sun. You can use the continuous animation to get close, and then use the steps to focus in on the day. So on or about March 9th, the transiting Mars is conjunct the natal Sun. If you want to see just the transit chart or a particular pattern of transiting planets, use the Swap tool to put the transit chart in the Chart 1 position. Click the single wheel size to see only the transit chart. Set the time interval back to 1 hour. Now when you animate the wheel, you see the diurnal motion of the planets through the houses and the aspects they make among themselves. Say you wanted to take an action when Saturn was in the 11th house. Use the step animation to move Saturn to the 11th house. This occurs on March 12th. For this chart, transiting Saturn in the 11th house is a good time for putting dreams and goals to work. This concludes the first tutorial of 3 on the date window. You will see in part 2 that you can find out immediately when any planet you choose is on any angle you choose using the Angles tool in the date window. In this tutorial, you saw how to set the date and how to use animation on a secondary chart. You learned that the Swap tool is used to put a secondary chart into the Chart 1 position.